Okay, I am back. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you for warning that I'm on a break. I should write it in the chat. I should really write it in the chat. So in case you're wondering, on top of having a Gen 3 Dex tracker, I also have an Unown Dex tracker. So I can already... I'll do this, yeah. And then we already caught one because we caught P. So we're good on this one. Yeah, we already have one. Didn't count it, but yes. So now I think one thing that's pretty cool is how the first and last chambers have a 1% encounter. So we'll start and finish the Unown Dex with a 1% chance. So that's gonna be pretty cool. I did very much enjoy the Gen 2 Unown Dex. We'll see how fun this one is. I do remember liking the quick progress, and I think the change they made to have different chambers is a very good, very, very smart change. No, the balls is what I'm looking for. It's a very smart and good change. It's very good. A for anger. We got the A. Yeah, every room has a color. It's, yeah, this one is black. I really do wish they did more with Unown. Like in gens where it's just like in 3 and like Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. Do they have in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum? Or is it like Black and White? I forget. But like in games without the Runes of Alpha, I understand them not having anything weird tied to Unown, but it's a bummer that the Runes of Alpha are not. Don't have more with Unown. There's no like more weird secrets. Right? Like what if they had a plate that asks you to write a word with Unown in your party? You know, like the way they have like plates that tell you to use surf or like a water stone or whatever. Like you would need to answer, like write the answer with Unown. Like I think that would be really cool. I recently decided to revisit my Omega Ruby save file from 8 years ago, only to find out my save file was somehow corrupted. Aww. Oh, that's kind of a bummer. I will say though, in my case, I've lost so much data over the years on several computers and games and stuff. I'm not attached to save files anymore because I realized, you know, if I like a game, I was gonna replay it anyway. So basically I got punished with replaying a game I like. And there are worse punishments out there. The only frustrating thing is whenever you can only unlock things, there are modes that unlock when you finish the game. So it's like, oh, you have an extra difficulty setting if you finish the game. So when I come back, you know, already knowing the game, I'd be happy to play it on a harder difficulty setting. Well, I still need to go through the easier difficulty setting first because I don't have the save file anymore. That's always frustrating. That part I don't like. I remember BioShock Infinite actually having a great fix where you do unlock the harder difficulty setting, or you can input a password to unlock it in the title screen. So people who really want to play on the hard mode first, they can do it, but they have to actively want to, like, look it up. I thought that was a really nice way to still kind of funnel most players into not playing on the hard difficulty setting right away, but the people that really want to can. I just checked. This is not the only 1%. There's also the O that's a 1%. Well, we'll be here for a while then. I guess I could technically change the stream info. Let me change it. Oh no, I pressed the wrong button. Wrong key. There we go. It's a small change. I save with my Y save with Shiny Charm got corrupted, but I got action. Oh, I gotta replay it anyway from Master Dex. Yeah, that's the thing. Like whenever you lose a save file, I don't know. It's like if you were going back to the game after a long time, you know, long enough that the save can get corrupted. Well, some refresher, like, is not bad. Plus, I mean, if you're going back to it, clearly you enjoy the game, so replaying it is not that bad. At least to me. Plus, it's kind of like, for me, it's always... It reminds me of the first time I played Dark Souls, where it took me forever, and I was using, like, the worst strats, like, the really bad stuff that, like, people would tell you to do to cheese the early game, right? Get the Dragon Sword, get... like a big shield and a spear, like the thunder spear you get. And so I did that for like the huge part of the game, and then I got stuck in against Ornstein and Smo, where these strategies really don't work. They really don't work. And at that point, I was getting frustrated with the game, so I decided, you know, let's just delete the save and then start over with the knowledge I have now. And not only did I have more fun, but I also was able to like have a better strategy and get to the point I was before way faster, like super fast. It's like it seems daunting to redo the same thing when you're replaying a game. Like it seems daunting, but because you have the knowledge, you know how the game works, you usually go through it way faster and have more fun with it. At least to me, it has happened every time I've done it. Except, you know, if you're playing a game that's a narrative game, like the second playthrough is not going to be as fun as the first one, but... I wonder how long it would take for me to complete my Gen 3 Living Dex, since I started around the time you were doing the Beedrill run, and now I'm at 51 Pokemon because I keep getting distracted by all the other games I own. Oh yeah, I know that. I know that too well. You'd probably catch up pretty quick because I take big breaks, not because I want to, but because I'm busy making videos and I don't want to stockpile video content the same way I did with Gen 2, where I ended up like not playing Pokemon for 7 months because I kind of did everything all at once and then was left with hours and hours of footage to just sort. I wonder, so is the exclamation point here? Because I know that in Gen 4, the question mark and exclamation point only appear once you have caught everything else. Is it the case in this game, or is it just a very rare spawn? Because I don't mind rare spawns, but I could very much be like running in circles where the Pokemon is not even accessible in the first place. They're here from the start? Okay. Well, I guess we just run around. So the weird thing also about these places is that every room, every chamber has a specific layout. And I tried to look at it and to see like what it meant. Like if you could read something into the layout, like, but no. I couldn't find anything at least. It seems like, yeah, they just have different layouts for fun, but there's nothing to really read into. No, the punctuation is from Gen 3. I did check. It's really funny because turns out some people did not know it was not in Gen 2. It was a Gen 3 edition. I did read a few comments that were surprised. Gen 1 did not have the two punctuation unknown. Hello, Dokukro. Welcome to the stream. We are looking for punctuation. In this world of tweets, we're just looking for some punctuation. Some commas, some dots, anything. Yeah, you can get the sticker. Yeah, you can get the sticker on Island 4. You can get 3 stickers. The Elite Four 200 times is also how you unlock more plushies in Lorelai's house. I'm wondering which one is longer, like the Oh, have a nice pizza, Bass. Thank you. Thank you for being here, for hanging out. But yeah, like I wonder what would take the sticker that would take the most time, like the one with the 100 battles, the Elite Four, or the 300 eggs. Like regardless, that is just, oh man, I don't know. I don't like these achievement things, like the trainer card achievements, because a lot of them, because it's like the designers, it's the designers acknowledging, like the game designers acknowledging there are some crazy people out there that are gonna do a lot of crazy things and spend all their time on Pokemon. And it's like, the moment you start acknowledging this, then is the moment you start making a lot of content that a lot of people won't see, because you're making it for these people. And I'm not saying it like it's a negative, but I'm saying there's a lot of content that's, you know, like the Savvy Islands are a great example of, you hit that stuff too well, like you're expecting people to play too much of the game. That's not very humble game design. If that makes sense. It's like, it reminds me of the... Like, some games have, like, stupidly crazy achievements, especially, like, multiplayer ones. I think some of the worst might be, like, the what is it? The Gears of War are notorious, the Gears of War multiplayer achievements. Like, there's one specifically that's just get all the medals. And it's just like, you can't cater to an audience that's super hardcore, because then you're alienating, like, 99% of other people who just play the game without this level of dedication, because they do play other games. I don't know, it's kind of weird. Because, like, I don't know about you, but I never, ever, like, got any trainer card upgrades casually. Because, like, the requirements are just stupid. So it's like, oh, here's this feature that I will never get to experience because I want to play other video games. And I don't want to mindlessly grind a thing for a card a different color. Like, that's weird. Achievement got bonkers in black and white too. Some people still got PTSD from Magnemite Coil, which is trading a Magnemite for a Magnemite randomly until you have traded 2,000 unique players. Yeah, that's not good game design. Man, I'm starting to believe the question mark is not here. I'm really starting to doubt. Yeah, what was the name of that Gears of War achievement? I don't know, because I never really played the Xbox 360. But they did remake it, like, in 2 and 3 as well. Like, it's just... Oh, like, what are you doing? I remember... Yeah, like a bunch of multiplayer achievements. Back in my achievement hunting days, I remember one was like Abstergo Employee of the Month in, was it? It was Assassin's Creed either 2 or Brotherhood. I think it was Brotherhood. Which was like, yeah, play every game mode, every map, everything. I think GTA 4 also had this. Where you need to play every game mode, everything, every map. It's like, what? It's the kind of achievement that that feels disrespectful. It's like, come on, you can't. Yeah, you have too high an opinion of your game. Like, you can't expect people to do every single thing in your game. Or, like, so it's not even expect, it's reward them for doing so. It's like, yeah, you've done every single thing. Great. So no secrets in the game. Whether it is good or bad, you've done it. You don't get to choose if you like it or not. You just have to do everything. It's the pretty please play every single part of our game achievement. Yeah. It's weird. And the yeah, the trainer card rewards feel that way as well. It's like I like Pokemon, I like the game, but that's ridiculous. Like, it's just grinding just for no reason. What letter do you hunt now? Well, not A, clearly. I'm hunting the question mark right now. Which, you know, every letter has a word tied to it, tied to each letter. And the question mark word is just question mark 5 times. Same for the exclamation point. So yeah. And I'm getting very scared that it may not be here yet. I know, I've been told it's here. Oh, it is! It is! We're good. Let's make sure we don't... Does it have self-destruct? I hope it doesn't have self-destruct. The question mark. The bag. The Great Ball. We make sure to do this right. Okay. And there we go. Okay. So, bam. Alright. Finally. It's going crazy here. How could it have self-destruct? I don't know, man. You start being scared of everything. You grind for so long. I don't know, it could have... What if it has roar? You know, just randomly, have some fun, you know? How about the developers wanted to have fun and they added roar to it? I don't know, like, that's what they did in Gen 2. Legendary Beasts have Flee and Roar. You never know what terrible idea they may have when making this game. But yeah. And yeah, it is the most bored-looking, like, both punctuation Unown are like the most bored Pokemon. Which is funny because you'd expect the exclamation point to be like oh, like super like alert. But no. So next we need this. So this is C, right? Yes. So C is 50% here. So very easy. So this is Leap 2. The color on top is white. And we caught C for chase. Which is what we're doing here. We're chasing Unown. So the color on top is white, yeah. And in case you're wondering, I have a very, very convenient way to keep track of it. That's 3, by the way. Oh. That's 4. 4, not 3. I wonder if that's 100% catch chance with the Great Ball and Sleep. Pokeballs may have been cheaper. Anyway, here's a D. We now got the D. Alright, after running in circles for a while, we get a few quick captures back to back. So C and D are the quickest ones, are the most straightforward ones. We're now looking for H, U, and O, with O being a 1% chance as well. And here's H. So C was for chase, D is for direct. H is for the sound I can't pronounce half the time. There you go. Hegatching. You know. H is for help, which I think is very... That's the good word to tie to H. Oh, that's a pretty good success rate. Okay, great. That's perfect. That's why I thought Ultra Balls were a bit overkill. Alright, so now we're only looking for U with a 5% chance, and O with a 1%. So, hesitation. Like the Twilight book, the French translation of the Twilight book. It's called Hesitation. I think it's book 3, it's Hesitation. Funny story, I have read every Twilight book for fun, you know, ironically. But no, because I was, at the height of Twilight's popularity, I was very curious, so I actually did read the books. They're an experience. They are a thing. yeah, I will refrain from saying more on the subject, but it is an experience. And so, one thing I will say though is that the 4th book is actually readable. Like, genuinely, it's not great, but it's fine. It's actually pleasant. I do remember liking it. Alright, so now we're back to the for a few minutes we made really good progress. I forgot to add it. The progress was so quick I forgot to add the 6th unknown. Oh, yeah. Now, at least we're looking for a 1%, but on the way we're also looking for a 5%, so that keeps us busy. It is the 1 of 3 1% chance. Aurora Cosmos, thank you very much for the Prime subscription. I hope you... Oh, well, there you go. Look at this. Every time it happens, it's weird. Every time someone subscribes or something, or donate bits, we get good luck. Every time. That's crazy. Well, thank you very much. The game approves of your Prime subscription, and I do too. I hope you enjoy the content. Whether it is the streams, or the YouTube video content, or even the website. Okay, that is you then. You for undo. I recently tried an Unown Dex in Alpha Sapphire. It took me 218 unknown encounters because Unknown U took me forever to find. According to Bulbapedia, the chance of any particular unknown is equal to in Alpha Sapphire. But that's probably wrong. Oh. Then you get Shiny Unknown R. I feel like Shiny Unknown is the game, like... It's like a tarot reading. It's like... So reassure. So the game was trying to reassure you that it does exist, right? You get a shiny R, because R is the word tied to it is reassure. So the game is telling you it's good. It does exist. Keep at it. Oh, did I add it? We got the U. I did not. Oh, I did. Okay. Yeah, the unknown. Last one was unknown to you. Ah, yeah, with the unknown jokes, the best ones. What I should do is it's unfortunate that the PC is far away from here, because I would definitely like keep Kachinga for capture, and then. So O is just, yeah, okay, O is like this, okay. And then just write words with my unknown as I capture more and more. But the PC is really far, so that's kind of sad. If I'm bored, I may look at unknowns, how unknowns work in auras. Yeah. I think And maybe, you know, maybe sometimes, that's the weird part about Pokemon. Sometimes it's just because you're super stupidly unlucky. It just happens. Like, that's weird. For example, on the route in Gen 1, on Route 3, I think, what is it? Like, I don't remember what the chance is to encounter a, the cute singing ball Pokemon. But I can tell you, I spent like 25 minutes looking for it. It's like, that's a 1%. There's no way it's like a 6 or 10%. It's impossible. I just got very, very unlucky. Oh, another U. Well, that's another 5%. RNG in games can be crazy. For example, there's a guy in RuneScape who farmed a 1 in a 512 item, and 97k kills later, he finally got the items. The item, yeah. Yeah, 10% for Jigglypuff. Yeah. It did not feel like 10%. I don't know what happened, but... So it was not in Fire Red and Leaf Green, it was in Red and Blue, but... I don't know what happened, but it never appeared. I don't think 25 minutes, but like, I think for 15, 20 minutes. Like, that's not a 10%, that's not... That's crazy. It's 10%, it's not that rare. That's why I do like whenever a game implements like pseudo RNG, like pseudo randomness, where it's like it's not truly random, like it does obey the law of averages. Like I know Dota 2 does this very clearly. Like there are some items, some effects that are actually random, like 100% random, and then a bunch of stuff like critical attacks, for example, are pseudo-random. Else you could just win because you're lucky, even if it would be like there are so many pieces in place that luck has less and less of a factor. But still, it would suck if like someone got like 4 critical hits in a row when they only have like a 25% chance. So they do apply pseudo-randomness. Like having this and like pity timers is also good. Like Hearthstone does this with legendary cards. I don't know if they changed it, but back when I played it, it was every 40 pack. If you didn't get a legendary, you will always get a legendary. The funny thing is that all these implementations are specifically for multiplayer to make it fair. But yeah, I guess in single player, anything goes, right? I do remember, like, oh man, I do remember you gotta have systems, especially in MMOs, you gotta have systems where loot does not rely on random chance, because I remember playing Final Fantasy XIV for the longest time, and there's some loot, some weekly loot that is dependent on other people, and for the longest time, getting it was so difficult that, like, I just gave up on it. Like, I gave up on getting the loot because you were basically... Like, at the end of every raid, basically, like small raid encounters, you would have 4 items for 8 people. And every time it was, you know, 8 different people. So every time you would not, like, if you did the run with the same people, then at some point everybody has their weekly loot. But if you're doing with random people, every time everybody wants all the items. So at some point, like, I remember, like, for a week I did the same fight again and again and again and again, and then never got the item I wanted. And like eventually they fixed that issue, but by that time I had just given up and was not doing these raids anymore. But like, yeah, RNG drops in multiplayer games. That's why nowadays a lot of MMOs rely on tokens. right? It's like every time you beat this encounter, you got one token that you will always get. And so even if you're not lucky, eventually you can still buy the item directly. And some games don't even like have drops at this point. It's just like you just have the tokens. Final Fantasy has both. And they're fixed to the problem I had was now there's 8 items on every floor. Like every floor, every raid encounter, you drop 8 items, which does not fix the problem directly, but makes it way more likely everybody can drop something. I used to have a theory that completing Fire Red 100% would turn the credits sprites into shinies because the credit sprites have shiny forms, but that didn't happen. Oh yeah, I hate how the unknown were handled here. There's no acknowledgement of them, no reward for getting them all. Yeah, that's kind of the... That's the part where adding every Pokemon in every gen, they can't acknowledge everything all the time, because then, like... It's like Ho-Oh and Lugia, right? They have to just go have an island that's special, but that's also not tied to Gen 2 at all, and like does not follow the lore of these two Pokemon, because they can't. If they start doing this with everything, then these games would never end. But yeah, that would have been cool. Like if you caught a shiny, it shows a shiny in the credits. That's actually a neat idea. Yeah, so yeah, Nirna, that's the issue, is that's why I'm like, we need pseudo randomness, because probabilities means we're more likely to get an item, but the probability on its own is still exactly the same. Destiny 2 has a huge problem with RNG drops. I didn't play Destiny 2 enough to know, but what I did play, I remember they also did rely quite a bit on tokens. Although, I've not played multiplayer content in Destiny. I remember playing the first game and doing the single player, and that was pretty much it. That was the extent of my experience with Destiny. Because the problem was, it's like playing a worst Halo. It's like the encounter design is exactly the same as Halo, but you have numbers and damage rolls instead of like pure skill, and then no story. So it's not. But Destiny 2 seems to be doing great, so they must have fixed things and figured the gameplay out. That 1% encounter is a pain. Well, it is if you're thinking about it as we're going for that 1%, but the real way to look at it is just, yeah, we're hanging out, having fun, talking about things, and then maybe at some point we'll get a Pokemon. Or maybe we won't. Just, you know, just enter kind of a zen state of, you know, it's fine. We may never find it. This may be the end of everything. Technically, it may never appear. It can never appear. I do wonder, I don't think Pokemon has the pseudo-randomness. Where it's like, yeah, it's semi-predictable. Not really, it very much fluctuates in quality. Oh, Destiny 2? Oh, that's a bummer. It's funny because recently I was feeling FPS-ish. I wanted to play a game where you shoot things. You know, sometimes you feel like this. Sometimes you want the smart games, and sometimes you just want to press a button and see things blow up. And I was specifically craving for like a stat, kind of like an FPS with RPG, an RPG component to it, like a character build to it. So I was thinking of Borderlands, but I really don't like Borderlands. Like, I finished the first game, I played the second one, I couldn't finish it. I don't, it's not my thing. And I recently beginning of the year actually, kind of February, if I recall correctly, I found a game called, I can never remember the name because it's terrible. Gunfire, is it? Gunfire something. The name is terrible because I cannot remember it at all. But basically it's a roguelike, first-person shooter roguelike. And it is a blast. When I'm not playing Pokemon, I am playing this game like crazy. I've given up on achievement hunting, but man, that game, I'm pretty close to getting every... Gunfire Reborn, yeah, that's the one. Thank you. I'm close to getting every single achievement. I think I'm like 100%. I'm close to 100%. I have like 103 achievements out of 113, I think. Or 112. It is really good. If you enjoy roguelikes and or FPSs, I guess the roguelikes, the roguelike component to it is pretty heavy, so you gotta like that type of game to enjoy it, which I do. And yeah, it's a blast. It's an absolute blast. Good game. DLC is coming out in a few days, actually. New DLC. So I will be playing more of this. That's probably it's what happened during the City Islands video. Whenever I would need a break, just do a run of Gunfire Reborn. It's an excellent game. It's kind of rough in spots, but the core gameplay is good. It's well worth the time. I think I have like 130 hours in this game. Heard that game is really good with friends. I've been playing solo the entire time. It's actually funny because out of all the achievements I'm left with, like the 10 achievements I'm left with, like 5 of them are multiplayer only. So this O does not want to appear, huh? I don't know if it's like worse than the question mark we didn't get earlier. It becomes easier with friends. Yeah, I guess so, because you can trade scrolls and stuff. You can make sure your everybody's build is good. The game does get... It's funny because the difficulty curve is reversed, where the game starts really difficult, and then the more stuff you unlock, the easier it becomes so easy. Because you get to a point where every run you can make a broken build. Like stupidly broken, like one-shot everything and run like 500% speed or something. I suck, so I let myself get carried. You know what? That's why this system is for. That's why. So there's no problem with getting carried. O for obsolete once the unknown hunt ends. No. O for... Oh my gosh, that Unown Dex is so great. Especially the O. I will say though, they're kind of mean because you know, like, so many Unown in this place are curvy, and like H is pretty much an O. Like you see it arrive, like the D as well. Like you see the circle, you're like, oh, that's the O. Oh, nope. The H is the same way. It's like very curvy. So is the C. The C is very close. Like the U, it's also curvy, but a little less. Looks less like an O, but they did it on purpose to make you think every time, oh, that's what is. Ah, no, it's not. The devs were messing with you. Oh, actually, so imagine if they had made the U a 1%, then they would literally be messing with you with the U. O for optimism. Yeah, I guess so. I guess it fits more. Be very optimistic. So I don't know. Is this more time than the question mark? I wonder. This shiny Dex. This shiny Dex. No, it's not a shiny Dex. Very much not. The Unown Dex, the Gen 3 Unown Dex may end up being a lot lengthier to obtain than the Gen 2 one. When Gen 3 living shiny Dex? When I'm dead. No, really, it's not gonna happen. Any type of shiny hunting thing, I'm not interested in. Because I think shiny are good as this like freak thing. I'm like, what? That's crazy. That's insane. You got a shiny. That's absolutely crazy. Because then you remember, it's like, oh, I got a shiny in this spot. Wasn't that insane? But as soon as you start hunting for them, it kind of becomes getting a normal Pokédex, except it takes every single second of your time. It's a black hole of free time. I'm happy there are people that do it. It is not my thing at all. Yeah, it did double. Yeah, the shiny started becoming a bit more common. Later on, but the weird thing to me is that because I try to be as efficient as possible, keyword try, I don't actually spend a lot of time just going places and getting a lot of encounters back to back, so that's why I never actually encountered a shiny. It's like, because I don't actually have encounter a lot of Pokemon. I just don't. Oh, hey, Blissey, I didn't even notice. Sorry, I didn't even notice you were there. Wait, I was too busy. How you doing? What's up? Hey, if there's someone that knows about shiny Pokemon and shiny hunting, it is you. For sure. Every time I look at your stream, I'm going crazy. It's like there's 20 windows open, and I'm like, what? Are you trying to catch shiny Pokemon, or are you just programming your own game? I play math, not Pokemon. Yeah, it very much seems like it. I'm doing great. We had some amazing luck. at the start of the stream. So we're pretty much done with LeafGreen. Well, we would be done if I was not going for a shiny Dex. This 1% though is getting on my nerve. Oh, also, so I thought of something, Lacey. I did donate to you on PayPal, except like a few days later, I realized at no point, like at nowhere in the transaction does it show Lyra anywhere. So you probably got a donation from someone, just a random person. Yeah, that was me. I don't know if you noticed. Yeah, it hit me a few days later when I was like, wait, it says Lyra like nowhere. Like it doesn't even use my Lyra email address. But anyway, yeah, still looking for O. Oh my god, yeah, you know, this talk about like randomness. I do get it. I do, because once you start going crazy like this, running in circles again and again, it doesn't show up. You want to know how does the code work? How does the randomness work? I'd be almost tempted to go look right now, but it wouldn't help me. I'm just not lucky right now. Man, this is... Sorry if I'm not reading like the details of the randomness. I think there's a lot of things that would just fly over my head. But basically, from what I've gathered in this game, basically this game is not seeded. It starts with 0 every time. So instead of like starting with a like helping the randomness a bit, you always start the same way, which makes the encounters predictable. If you know how to make them happen, right? This C, every time I see this C, and I'm like, oh, nope, that's not a that's not an O. It's curvy, but it's not the entire curve. Is the O even here? Does it exist? It says it right here, but it may not exist even. Maybe that's a mistake. Maybe it's in the third chamber. Are we sure it's here? I'm starting to doubt. Oh right, there's something about the there's something about the contest painting, because I've seen you like base a lot of the strategy, the shiny hunting strategy around the painting. I walked 5 miles to RNG Manip 5 IV Spiritomb. Nice! Hey, La Fornator. So you ended up deciding to go for all the unknown. I'm glad. Well, I'm kind of glad, except I wish it was not that difficult. Because, yeah. This is kind of crazy. Because in Gen 1 and Gen 2, I think the worst is like There's one letter that's 2.9%, and the rest is 3.7, if I recall correctly. Except here, the way they spread the unknown out, we have several 1% and 2% Pokemon. So that's actually crazy, because they got the right idea with the spreading the unknown over several chambers, and then they cranked the numbers in such a way that just makes it stupid. Like, so they fixed half of the problem, and they were like, that we can't make that too easy for people. Gotta keep making it stupid. It wouldn't be Pokemon if the chances weren't stupid. Oh yeah, yeah. I did send you an answer, but yeah, thank you for the email. The link you sent me is very helpful. That's what I was looking for, because I would like to use a not legit, like nothing's gonna be legit when it comes to Celebi, but a somewhat a somewhat legitimate, like a real one. Not just, I don't just cheat it in another game. I still get the Celebi I would get if I was playing in Japanese. No, that's another you. That's a 5%. It's not the one we want. Oh my god. My internet died. Last thing I caught was an RNG manip for Spiritomb. Yeah, so nothing happened. We're still looking for things. We're still very much looking for the 1%. That's kind of dumb. But would they make this worse than Gen 2? What's the point of having chambers if you're gonna make the encounter rate even worse? What's this? Gen 3, everything is slow and painful. Which is funny, so that is something I'm realizing. Which is kind of very stupid. Which sucks because the games themselves, man, I am super falling in love with Gen 3. I completely skipped it, and now it's like, it's really good. It's really good. Like, I played Emerald, I played Fire Red and Leaf Green, like I played both. The remakes are great. I can't wait to play like Ruby and Sapphire to see the changes, but like those are good games. They're high quality games. Which makes me even sadder that like the video, you know, back to the video I made about Gen 3 and events and the games are approached in general. It's even sadder that there's so many things that are not necessary and just make the experience worse, because the core games themselves are just so good. Except Colosseum. Yes. Yes, I think I agree with you. I'm still happy Colosseum exists for people who just wanted something very different. I just wish it could be different and good, but yeah. Diamond and Pearl, meanwhile. Oh yeah, because Diamond and Pearl. That's just the combat though. It's just the game shipping with a terrible glitch. I think it's because of a glitch, right? If I recall correctly, I remember seeing that it does a bad call every frame or something, and that's why the health bars are so slow or something. Like I remember watching something about this, but Ruby and Sapphire are my favorite of the gen, I think. Emerald has better post-game, but Ruby and Sapphire story is a bit better paced. It does, I will say, it does... Specifically, you're talking about, like, story pacing. It did... Emerald featuring both teams did feel very weird. Because, like, at one point, you're doing one team, then the other one, then the other one, and then it's like, oh, you get to fight this one, then this one again. But then, like, you fight it, and like, you fight the team, and then it always escapes. Then you fight it again right after, and then, like, at the end, when you fight Team Magma at the Moss Deep Space Center, and they just go, oh, well, I guess we agree with you now. Like, that's out of nowhere, dude. It's just, yeah, yeah, just doing two hideouts back-to-back kind of sucks. Yeah, and that's coming from someone who did not play, like, Ruby or Sapphire. Like, I only played Emerald, so I can't even compare, and it... Not having the comparison, it did feel very weird. Like, that whole Team Magma and Aqua subplot felt like they wanted to cram everything into the game at all costs. Alright, thank you for stopping by, LeFornator. Thank you. Have a good day. If you do Ruby and Sapphire, you can use the e-reader to get Syllabi that way from my events. I could, actually, yeah, I totally could. The thing is, I won't play the entire game. Although I might, just for fun. I might just play it until the whole... Yeah, like, another thing that's weird about Emerald that felt very weird is that the way the entire Groudon and Kyogre things get resolved is go on top of the tower, don't even fight Rayquaza, just look at it, and it wakes up, goes to the place, goes, we're done, and then the story's done. You don't fight anything. It is very weird that you don't fight any Pokemon at all, or try to capture them. It's super, super strange. Like, that's a thing that makes the post-game fun, because then you have to find, you know, both Pokemon, and then go back and capture Rayquaza, but as part of the story, like, yeah, it's exactly what you were saying. Like, it is... The pacing is weird. So it's like, oh, there's this build up to something, and it's like, oh, but then it just ends, and then finish the Elite Four, I guess. But I mean, the game itself is excellent. I cannot wait to go back to Emerald and explore the world. Like the cave with the tide cave, and then finding the two other caves, go to the event islands, like, just so much great stuff. Like, as far as like having a world to explore, I think Emerald does it better than any other game, any other Pokemon game up to that point. Because you unlock so many things, so many small things. Like, the funny thing is that it does not even need to be that big. Like, even the three, like, small rocks, like, small areas for the ancient, like, the legendary ancient Pokemon. The Reggie trio. It's like very small and straightforward, but it adds more areas to the world that just feel mysterious and that you want to explore. Like, you very much feel like the world is full of hidden areas, and that's the best part of Pokemon, is the, at least for me, like the exploration and the finding new unique areas. I don't think this O is here, folks. I think it very much does not exist. I think it's just I don't think it's there. I don't think it's there. Genuinely, did someone check, like, is this Pokemon actually here? Does it exist? I'm starting to doubt. What if the alphabet had 25 letters all along? It may be the case. Maybe I just was living a lie this entire time. Oh no. Yeah, yeah, thank you for that, Conrad. But also, oh no. Yeah, so yeah, because like it's the several encounter. Yep. Awesome. This chamber does have a 1% chance of. Oh, I think that's the game taking back. After the game giving to us all the good encounters and the quick captures. Now the game is reminding us that we have no agency in this world. We just deal with what's coming at us, and if it's good, then it's good. If it's bad, then there's nothing we can do. We just keep going, running in circles. How many U's did I encounter? But yeah, Blissey, I'm very much looking forward to playing Gen 5. I've never played it, so if it has some stuff like this, some exploration. So actually, now that speaking of exploration, I think depending on how many areas and like how fun they are, I may even do like a video specifically about the Gen 3. Well, the Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald post-game / hidden areas. Okay, like, cause those sound pretty fun. You know, where it's all about like the Reggie puzzles, then the two places for the Kyogre and Groudon. Then the Mirage, like I think Mirage Island is the one that is too rare. I think it's being like less rare would have made it more fun. Because then it's so rare you can't put any real content on it. But yeah, it is. I'm thinking of making a video about it. It's definitely something I'm thinking about, but I need to get to it. I need to get to it first so I can judge if it actually is worth. If there's enough meat there, if there's enough to talk about, and if it actually is fun. It's like it's fun in theory. Like having learned of all that stuff, it sounds so much fun. I'm so excited. But we'll see how fun it is to get through it. I'm very optimistic. It sounds like a blast. Gen 5 is quite fun, albeit I'm not sure how it would work with LeafGreen format because a lot of Pokemon need to be imported from Gen 4. It's funny because people have told me that about Gen 4 as well, and it's like, I've done Gen 4, like most of... The only missable ones are event Pokemon, and those are missable everywhere. You do get to a point that gets really dumb where most of the Pokemon that are tough to get are ones that are just all the legendary and mythicals. So then it becomes this like dump truck of check out all these mythical Pokemon that were only available through events. Ah yes, nothing like as mythical as a random Pokemon appearing in your save file. Yeah, in Gen 4, what you can do is you either bring... It's funny because there's an event... There's both, right? Unless I'm mistaken, but I do remember you can go two ways about it. Either you get the big man and capture the 3 other smaller ones, or you get the 3 smaller ones that unlock the place for the big man. When it comes to the Reggie... Yeah, yeah, I remember this being the way it works. Yeah, that is how it works, yeah. That's weird. That's very weird. Yeah, see, I'm not gonna pronounce all these names, because... I would mess it up. But you get it. Just tread it. That is, I will say, that is the most common event. The most common comment I get when I'm talking about the inconvenience and how frustrating it is to not be able to have easy access to not everything, but have stuff hidden and not easily accessible. It's like, oh well, that's how it's meant to be. It's meant because you're meant to trade. It's like, I'm not meant to do anything. I'm meant to have fun. It's a game. This is not fun. I don't care if it's like, oh, you're meant to be trading with people. No, that's... Marketing is telling you that's why it's the case. I'm telling you it's badly designed. I don't care what the marketing reason for that is. Like, that's the thing. It's like, oh, I don't understand people going for, like, full completion and complaining it's not accessible. You're meant to trade. Yeah, but also it's badly designed. I don't know, like... The fact that Slowpoke is only in LeafGreen, that shouldn't be the case, for example. And the fact that you can trade with Gen 3 games, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, if you have Fire Red and LeafGreen, that's just bad design. Like, unless you finish the game. It's weird. I don't like the answer of, like... Even in the first Gen 1 and 2, it's like, oh, you're meant to be trading. That's not a... It's clearly what they were going for, and it's what made them money. But you're not meant to do anything. There's no, like... Nothing in the game that tells you have to play this way, or you're not playing it right. That's the fun thing about games. There's no way to play them right. You play them the way you want them. You want to play them. If I don't want to trade, then it's fine. Like it, but yeah, especially in Pokemon Yellow, the fact that Yellow is pretty much irrelevant for Pokédex completion is stupid. That being said, I cannot wait to get a Living Dex in Pokemon Yellow. Because Gen 1 is super fun. Yeah, this O does not exist. Yeah, we've decided... I've decided... It's like need the key to enter your house, but the key is inside your house, so you need to enter your house to get the key. Yeah, this has happened to me. I had to call a locksmith. Nowadays my door is always open, so I live in a cool place, so I'm not worried. The door is always open for cats anyway, so that never happens. Oh, come on. many Pokemon? I don't even want to know. You know what? I don't even want to know. Maybe... Oh. I know what the problem is. The problem is, I'm doing the same path every time. The O is on the left side. So if we go to the left side here, then it's going to be an O. Like here, see? I always go to the right path most of the time. I need to go to the left path, even going through the middle. Like here. Right? Like here, right there. I barely go here. The O must be there. We need to find it. Here, right? These areas I never go to. That's where the O is. No, it's just a U. That U doesn't feel like a 5%. But I guess it is. Exclamation point was the last one I needed to get, but it was taking so long that I was starting to think that a shiny Z was going to show up before. And it did. Yeah. I really don't want this to happen to me. I don't want to encounter a shiny unknown Pokemon. Man, I thought the long part, like the lengthy part, was going to be the like cleaning up LeafGreen, not the Unown Dex. What is this? Maybe I got spoiled, but going for the... Maybe that's what happened, because I remember the Gen 2 Living Dex. I got super lucky with, like, small encounter chances. Like, I caught everything. The only one I got a raw deal on was Hondur. So yeah, oh, there it is! There it is! Oh my god. It was on the left side. Okay. No misinput. Use the Great Ball. Alright. This capture is more eventful than the Mewtwo we got. Okay. It exists. It actually exists. Observe. Observe. Yeah. Observe how 1% can turn into 0.1%. Observe. To catch all the Vivian. Well, that's the thing. Someone asked me if I was gonna go for all the regional forms. And I was thinking, you know, I don't know. Let's see, I'm not sure. I'm going for unknown, so maybe it could be fun. If this is worse than this, then no, I'm not going for them. Nuh-uh. It's not happening. Alright, so did I update everything? Yes, 4, 4, 8. Okay. New Pokemon, N. For Nuzzle, which is a weird one to tie to the word N, but I like it. N for Nuzlocke. Vivians are unique to specific countries, not just regions. What gen are those, actually? Oh, Gen 6. Okay. Those are a ways away, but that actually could be fun. Like, you could do some fun things, some fun trading things. Because by Gen 6 you can trade online, so... Right? I... Oh, we're running out of spore. Thankfully we have ethers. Or elixirs. I for increase. As in, let's increase our chances to get unknown. Please. Let me just fix this. OBS was not super nice with text alignment. For some weird reason, it did not want to align to the right, so now I have to manually say, hey, check this out. Done. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we get 5, so we are at 10. Yes, indeed. So here, we have an N, we have an I, which was an 8% actually. S is a 30%, and E, there we go, here's the S, and E is a 2%. So it's still gonna be pretty rare, but not as bad. Wait, Q is 1%? I thought this was exclamation point was 1%. I think Q is 6%. Or did I miswrite it? It's on my side. Q is 6%. Alright, speaking of, we now have SS for search. As our search for unknown is taking longer than expected. Like, because here's the thing, I'm going off of my own website, so it could very well be wrong. Like, it is a very, very, very real possibility that I just got the data wrong. It wouldn't be the first time. That's why I always value people sending me a message to tell me, hey, here's the data you got wrong, so I can correct it. Oh, it is 6%, okay. Because Dilford is gonna be pretty quick. Because 6% is not that difficult to encounter. I will say though, regardless, I will only be streaming for at most an hour. So if we don't catch it in an hour, then we'll have to finish it another time. I will say I did not expect this to take that long. Okay, so this, by the way, this chamber is brown. I wrote like brown. It looks more orange to me if you look at the top thing, but if you look at the color like on its own, it's probably brown. It's just that I like orange, so I wanted to have an orange room, but it is clearly brown. Colon, comma, and hyphen. Colon would be weird, because it would just be a floating eye. Floating eyeball. I think the reason why there's no more punctuation is because it's not as common in Japanese. Or maybe it's just because it doesn't add anything to text. Like exclamation point and question mark can be very important when trying to write anything. Hyphen and commas you can do without, you'll still get the meaning. Whereas, like, you can write a sentence and depending on the final bit of punctuation, it changes the entire meaning. Or the feeling behind it. Getting Vivian forms without trading requires having European, American, and Japanese 3DSs and Pokemon X and Y in compatible languages. And yes, the 3DS is region locked. Yeah, other than that, it's probably not too bad. To be honest, like, if I was going for a Vivian, like, getting all the forms, it would be very fun to have people join in, like, trying to get people from all over the world to actually, like, pull the Pokemon together to complete the all forms decks. That specifically, like, that would be a lot more fun than trying to get all of these on my own. Because these Pokemon are specifically made to kind of encourage people from different regions to get together. In a way that works a lot better than just having two versions and arbitrarily deciding, hey, you only get access to these. I got excited for a second, but we already have the eye. Hey Kaito, how you doing? Hello, hello. You planning on streaming today? At least I'm not getting the billions of spin though. Oh yeah, no, that's just impossible. I do like this. I do like the... Oh, there it is! Look at this E, this fork. That was not too bad. I do like the shape of the E. It's kind of silly looking. E. E. E for engage. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. That's yeah. We just may complete this today. Who knows? I hope you have a great stream, Kaito. I have some plans this evening, so I may just drop by just for a few minutes. I don't watch streams as much as I used to, because I realized it ate all my free time. So it's like, or like, the worst part was not in my free time, like when I'm watching streams in my free time. So the worst part was when I was watching streams during work. Like, oh, I'll have them in the background, and then it would just destroy my productivity. So I took a big decision to just forbid myself from watching streams in days I'm working. And it turned into, well, I'm pretty much not watching streams anymore. It's not that I don't want to, but that's why I usually just drop by and give some well wishes. Save. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Save. So now this is Dilford, the center island. To be fair, yeah, this mechanic was pretty much designed with trading in mind, so you aren't intended to get all the Vivians by yourself. Yeah, so that one specifically, because of the way it was made, like, it is very clearly... The way to get these is to trade with people around the world. And I think that's kind of neat. So if I ever was... Now that we're talking about it, genuinely, if I was to do Gen 6, which, you know, that's a big if. Not even sure I would do Gen 5. We don't know. L for laugh, by the way. That's a good one. That's a good word to be tied to L. Beautiful word. If I were to do Gen 6, I would totally turn this into like a viewer. Like let's all bring all our Vivians from all the regions around the world. Let's see who lives where. Let's get a bunch of these together. Like, I would share the ones from my region of the world and then share it with people from everywhere else. So we already have the P. We have P for perform. I do stuff while watching people streaming. See, I can't. That's the problem. It just completely stops me in my tracks. I can't watch streams and then work, so. Now, unfortunately, I don't watch streams anymore. It's too much time. R for reassure. And we are reassured. We may finish this today. I want to finish this today. It will be all up to the exclamation point in the end, I think. I have a modded 3DS with region restriction removed. Out of curiosity, I'm gonna check if I can make it set to Japan. Yeah, probably. Actually, yeah, when it comes to 3DSs, at this point, anything goes. The store is not even up anymore. You can do whatever. J. J for join. Something we would do if we were going for Vivians. Getting all the forms. So apart from Unown and Vivian, are there other Pokemon that have specific forms? Like, I know there's the ice cream one, but apart from that, like, are there other Pokemon with crazy requirements as far as forms goes? I don't think so, but maybe in more recent generations? So join. Let's wait. Yes, okay, 15. It is right. So we're past the halfway point. And at this point, we are looking for Q. It is the only one we need left. And it is a 6%, so it's not too bad. And there it is. The key Pokemon. This looks like a key. Yeah, that's pretty quick. That's a 6%, so. Q for Quicken. There we go. Alright, so we're done with Dilford. As expected, Dilford very, very quick. You know, the 6% is good. That's kind of why I wish the 1%er Pokemon were 3%er instead. Because then you'd still have like the struggle of trying to capture rare Pokemon without the hassle of dealing with a 1% Pokemon. Okay, so that's Y for yield. I don't have any PP left. Well, you know what? We don't even need to sleep. You're all good. No? Okay. What's your hidden power? Oh, it's very effective, clearly. Alright, you know what? You win. I'll use a an item. So where is it? Elixir. Max elixir. Do I have like something a bit more mild? Yes, that like this. This one. And the Great Ball. Alright, so yield. Not even waiting for the ball to just click. I know it's happening. So the big one here is K. I guess the small one. In this yellow chamber is K with a 2% chance. We will be encountering Y at a 40% encounter rate. So I could have escaped. Okay, so you cannot change your region that easily. Yeah, it makes sense. Regions are super difficult to change. As someone who plays games exclusively in English but lives in France, every store I have to set my region to France. Yeah, like the region where I buy stuff, the country. To France. I do like F, by the way. F for find. I do like the design of the F. Little thing on the top of the F. But yeah, like the problem is because my country is set to France, every shop I go to is in, you know, on consoles is in French. Even if the console is in English and the games are in English, the store, because my country is set to France, every store is in French. It's weird. And you can't set it, neither can you change it. It's weird. You know, everybody's like, and it's like common everywhere. Everywhere. Even like in Microsoft, like I was buying stuff. My PowerPoint is in English, but if I go to if I manage my account, it's in French. It's like people who design these interfaces are not thinking that some people might be using a different language than the country they're in. Anyway, that's G for give. Actually, maybe I should have named these unknown. Ah, too late now. Huh. Oh yeah, that's a lot of trouble to go to just for change a region. Don't do this. That'd be way too much work. I mean, you can do whatever. It's just, for me, it looks like way too much work to be worth it. I will say I remember having, so it's really funny because because of that very reason, like of region locking and of stores being tied to regions, I had 3 PlayStation Network accounts. One in Japan that I only created for the purpose of playing the, well, here's the T, that's a 20%, for Tel. I created it for the specific purpose of playing the Catherine demo, because I was very excited about this game. And then I didn't use it for anything else, so eventually I just discarded it. And then I had my normal PlayStation account, the one I always had, and I had a American PlayStation account for the purpose of getting, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, so we're good. I had a PlayStation account, an American PlayStation account, to buy PlayStation 1 and 2 games, but the NTSC version. I wanted specifically the NTSC version, not the PAL version, because it runs slower. And the funny thing is that even some PlayStation 1 games are in NTSC even when you buy them in PAL, but not all of them. And the funny thing is, because I ended up buying so many PlayStation 1 and 2 games, my main PlayStation 3 and PS Vita account turned out, like, slowly became my American PlayStation account, because it's the one that had all the PlayStation 1 and 2 games. So now, whenever I boot up my my PS3 and my Vita, which I still very much have and use for that purpose only, they are using the American PlayStation account, which means I can, if I want to put money on them, I need to buy American prepaid cards. You know, so I have money, I want to pay for stuff, and it's just like, you gotta make it as inconvenient as possible. Huh. Alright then. I had a Japanese PSN account till they randomly banned it. I guess they checked the address and found that Yokohama North Pole 777 doesn't exist. The stingy on addresses, but that works somehow on creation. So it's funny you mentioned that. Technically, I live... I remember it, because it was really dumb. On my PlayStation account, technically I live in one awesome street in San Francisco. So, you know, if you ever go to San Francisco, go to Awesome Street. I'm there. One. First one. First house in Awesome Street. Yeah. It's kind of dumb, but... They probably, in that case, they probably deleted my account as well. Yeah, 123, yeah. This close from like 123, yeah. 123 Scribble Avenue. Fake Boulevard. When you end the Unown Dex, you could start the shiny Unown Dex. I checked no Awesome Street in San Francisco. Dude, don't ruin it. You gotta blow my cover. They're gonna ban my account. I spent like 300 euros on that account. I actually did spend quite a bit, because every time my mother would go to the US, I'd be like, while you're there, could you buy me a prepaid PlayStation Network card? It's like, you know, some people want souvenirs. I just wanted PlayStation Network cards. I actually got one like a few months ago. My mother was there. I was like, yeah, can you... While you're there... I know I didn't ask, I like haven't asked it for a long time, but... Remember the PlayStation Network cards? Can you get one of them? Although I will say, shame on San Francisco for not having awesome streets. Because who wouldn't want to live there? Prices would be super expensive. Speaking of PSN, my account bugged out on creation. I'm Norwegian, but it arbitrarily was created in Danish. I have a valid address in my country that doesn't exist in Denmark, and they refuse to fix it for me. So guess what? Games are 36% cheaper for me. Yeah. Like, I guess so. I guess it's their problem now. Yeah, like, it really is the worst part about all this is... That's also the reason why, like, it kind of sucks, is because they don't change, because they don't want people to circumvent region locks. Also, just changing your address or anything, any personal detail, is impossible. So nobody does it. Like, it probably, like, my normal PSN account probably has my address from 3 apartments ago. Awesome Street does sound legit. It could be a legit place. Yeah. Again, if it existed, people would want to be there. Could sell at crazy prices. But yeah, like when it comes to this stuff, it's super weird. Because especially like people who design interfaces or like these systems cannot fathom the idea of people having like speaking several languages. So for example, I recall, I don't remember which console it was, but if you switched the language of your console, it wouldn't change. It must have been PS3 because I think it's the trophy list. The trophy list would remain in the language you installed them in. Because like, who would change language on their console? You're crazy. Oh, here's the K! There it is! Look at this, it looks like a fish or something. In the past, Nintendo required contacting Nintendo to change the country you're in. Yeah, and that's the thing everywhere. Like, they really don't want you to change your country. Like, they cannot automate it, or people would just change it all the time to just buy at the best prices. So, they just do not allow you to change it at all, is their solution. Anyway, we now have the K. K for keep. We're getting very close. We may finish this today. And it would be like a very, very good day. If we have time, I may even like start Fire Red for the victory lap. Wait, what am I doing? I need to change places. A lot of gamers move to Venezuela. Yeah, a lot of people would move to countries that, for weirdly enough, have cheap prices. I wonder why that is. Because Venezuela is very attractive this time of year. Alright, so green, Rixie. M. Okay, we start with a very good one. That's an 8%. M for make. No restrictions for moving within Europe for Switch. Oh, well that's recent then, because, well, that's for the Switch, because I do remember Nintendo also being pretty difficult with this. GDPR may have something to do with it, because you're allowed to, you need to be allowed to edit all your information, so yeah. If it's Europe only, it may be because of GDPR, actually. Alright, so W. W for want, as in, I want the exclamation point to not be a jerk. What we're missing B, which is a 2% here. V, X, Z, and exclamation point. Z or Z, depending on which pronunciation you choose. I choose Z because it's quicker to say. I am very pragmatic. Worst part about regions is Steam. I can't buy my friend a game because it's too expensive or too cheap compared to my own country. Oh, so yeah, so you give them, yeah, that's, yeah, I know that. You give them the money directly. That's, yeah. It's dumb. That stuff's dumb. That's why I like Europe. Everybody's got the same money, even if the prices can be different. I could go to Denmark right now without a passport, and I would need a passport, and I would need to use a different currency. It's awesome. I love Europe. I still have a passport, but it's for American travel. Is the Unown Dex really necessary? No, it's not. But the fact that it's not necessary is what makes it the most necessary. Right? I mean, someone tells you, you don't need to do this, then it's the one thing you'll want to do. I don't need to do this. That's why I have to do this. Why would you capture every Pokemon? That's dumb. Oh, and then you have to capture... That's super arbitrary. A living dex, it's so arbitrary. Why would you capture every Pokemon and then all the forms? It doesn't serve any purpose. Exactly. That's why I gotta do it. X, there it is. That's 10%. X, the word for X is X, 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 X. So we're gonna assume it's a very bad word. A 5-letter bad word. Like boobs. There we go. Done. So 3 remaining. The B, which is the 2% in this room. And then after this... Oh. Wait, Denmark uses krone? I don't know. I was thinking like a random European country. Maybe. Well, I would be able to go to a lot of places and still do fine, basically. What am I doing? I don't need this. Why did I catch this? I was not paying attention. I was reading chat. What is this even? I'm so like in go mode. I just yeah. Well, that's one more for the fodder. Oh, okay, okay. So it is not. It's krone. Okay, so it's not Denmark, but I'd be able to go to a lot of places close to it. Honestly, watching you do these living dexes had made me want to do one for Pokemon Home. So that is the common way people approach a living dex. Because it's not excruciatingly long and kind of super arbitrary, is to do a living dex just for Pokemon Home. Because then it allows you to pick and choose like your favorite, like the way you want to catch some Pokemon. The way you want to obtain them. You don't have to restrict yourself to a specific game. If one is more convenient or just more fun, if you like it more, you can go for that one. So yeah, if you want to go for that, go for it. I've heard it's pretty fun to get. What people seem to go for the most with Pokemon Home is the living dex with all the forms. To add a bit of extra challenge. Then after this, it's you add all the what is it? The male and female differences. So if a Pokemon is male or female, you catch both. Which I think is where it gets a bit too arbitrary for me, but the changes are too barely noticeable. And then after this, you add the shiny modifier, and then it becomes absolute torture for me. I'm actually doing my living dex in Pokemon Home right now. Well, I hope you're having fun with it. It is fun. It's a fun challenge. I like it. You really do get to see all the cool parts of Pokemon. Like I never would have like played so much of Gen 3 and enjoyed it so much had I not been going for a living dex. A friend of mine is going for red dex, meaning they'll catch every single Pokemon that's red. Regular or shiny. Oh, that is extremely silly. Good luck to them. That is a very weird and unique challenge. Is it their favorite color? Hopefully it is, else it would be even sillier. And that would be for it 100%. That is the kind of arbitrary rule I am 100% behind. Gender differences in Gen 1 and 4 are relatively subtle. Yeah, I guess so. That's maybe why I think... Because, like, I remember one... Like, it's stuff like Venusaur has a pointy flower, like a pointy bit at the end of the flower. Or, like, it's... some Pokemon will have longer appendages, like, slightly longer appendages. And that's it. I know for so many Pokemon, I look at the two sprites, I'm like, what? Why? What's different? It takes me like at least a minute to notice it. By the way, in a few months I plan to do a hard gold 100%, possibly living dex out of what's possible with hard gold, soul silver. Want to write notes to pass over? Sure, if you want to. But I will tell you though, I've already done most of a living dex in Gen 4 already, so I have a lot of info. That's actually what encouraged me to do a Gen 1 living dex, was to see how different it would be from Gen 4. But yeah, I've spent a lot of time with Gen 4. I have a lot of info on it. Yeah, Raichu's tail. Yeah, Tails is also a thing. Yeah. Isn't it like the what's the pretty Pokemon? The one that's the one that evolves from the fish, like the beauty Pokemon. If I recall correctly, the difference is the mustache length. Melodic, yes, Melodic. If I recall correctly, yeah, the difference is mustache is slightly lengthier, which is very subtle. Although I do like it. I do like the fact that these differences are subtle. It's just that I don't think it's too subtle to be worth catching two versions of each Pokemon. Because women have longer hair or something like that. Yeah, sure. I used to have very long hair that'd make women jealous because my hair was silky smooth and I never needed to take care of it. It's like, yep, super smooth and very long. And all I did was just wash it every once in a while. When you had long hair, could you do the metal headbang? Oh yeah, like it was very much a. So it was not even. I didn't have metal hair. It's very much laziness. Is the funny thing. Is like, I was just lazy. I was like, I don't want to cut my hair because whatever. I don't care. I was a teenager, so yeah. But yeah, it's like, it's the kind of hair you imagine in like metalheads, like super long black hair and silky smooth. And then one day I was like, this isn't convenient, just cut it all. It's funny now that I think about it, because I definitely went to the extremes of like, I don't care, I'll have very long hair, to at some point I shaved my head. And I was like, yes, oh, this is the best. Bald head, oh, it's so great. It feels so good. You don't have to worry about hair. When you sleep, like your head is just against the pillow. It's all like soft and stuff. Oh, it's so good. When there's wind, you just feel it. Oh, it is the absolute best. Talking about being bald is awesome. That's what I'm talking about. Because I shaved my head at some point, and it was awesome. But I did not look that good, so I didn't stick with it. But it was more for the benefit of other people, because I was like, oh man, this is a blast. Love it. Oh yeah, I do like the concept of hair armor. Yeah, like a wall of hair that you have to get past. That's definitely how my hair felt like. Just a wall of hair. No hair getting tangled by the wind, no hair getting poofy by the rain, no hair in your pillow, sink, floor. Sounds like paradise. Sounds like you have a long hair, Kaito. And you know, maybe you should get rid of it. Shave it all. Alright, so I was getting hopeful for a second that we may finish this ahead of time, ahead of schedule, but bear... There's no bear in this room. Just unknown. Although, I will say also, that's a mean thing to do. They put the V and the B in the same area. Which the eye is placed differently, but the shape is pretty similar. What is the next mission after finishing this Unown Dex? It is playing the beginning of a third Gen 1 remake, just to get Charmander and trade it. And then I will do all the trades off stream. But yeah, like and after this I've been thinking, after this we may go back, we will very likely go back to Colosseum and actually beat the not beat, I will try. I will see what happens with the Mount Battle challenge. Now that enough time has passed. Because I still need to purify the Pokemon, the final Pokemon. And while I'm doing it, might as well try to get the Ho-Oh. I saw the XD video. It was a true, the Colosseum video. It was a true ordeal. Yeah, I had issues with Colosseum. I will say, I also had a since then I had a stream where we cleared the Mount Battle, but you know, in the story mode. So we didn't get, we only got a flute as a reward, and then we did some grinding to purify, and without the having to deal with the terrible level curve and the kind of lacking story. Like the game is a lot more pleasant to just play, just grind away at it while streaming. You know, I got my... I said what I wanted to say about the game, and now it's like, well, it's fine. I'm fine with it. It's okay. But I am still... I still don't know how to actually approach the challenge. Like what team I would get, and how I would level it up. It's like, I don't really have access to every Pokemon I want, because I'm still stuck with what I have in Emerald, Colosseum, and LeafGreen. So... Alright, so that B is being a B. Being a B. Or another word that starts with B. Still no SV home compatibility. Oh, what? Nice. Alright. Gotta make sure there's the DLC. What's the encounter rate? It is 2%. That one is 2%. I could be wrong, but so far it seems like every encounter rate has been fairly accurate, so... Oh, so they're just adding it. Okay, so finally. Adding home to Scarlet and Violet. Did they... I'm wondering, did they ever patch this game? Or are they just like, that's the way it is, deal with it? Like, does this still look terrible and textures are just hellish and... Says the game lags like crazy if there's a Pokemon close to you and you're in the wrong area. Because that was just sad. That was just... Did they patch the part where you start the game and you go to school and then the two main characters are fully animated and then the rest of the class runs at like 2 FPS? Because that was ridiculous. And then you start walking around the place and the character pop-in is insane. It's like, really? Like, this game is just not done. Oh yeah, so okay, so the graphics are still terrible. Okay, great. Awesome. Alright, so they are like, just that's the way it is, deal with it. Yeah, that is the thing I've heard, it's like, Arceus looks better than this. Which I guess is not difficult, to be honest, it's not difficult. Because I still have I did stream it when like the first day it came out. I did stream my first day with it. And man, boy, like the school you get, like once you get to the school, it's not that bad until that point. You get to the school and it's just like, wow, that's where the developers decided that's it. We're not optimizing anything in this game. Nope. New Zelda came out and just makes us see how truly awful it is. To be fair, I didn't see many new, like graphically it's exactly like, well, more than graphically, it's exactly Breath of the Wild, but I think it may be optimized better because they only needed to make it for the Switch, Tears of the Kingdom. So it does run better, but like as far as the way it looks graphically, it looks exactly the same. But yeah, you see this and it's like, oh, look at this giant world. Fantastic. Look at what happens when a company releases their flagship game and actually tries to make it look decent. Okay, well, this bee is not gonna appear. Oh, I'm sad. I just want to be done with the quest before the end of the stream. We're 3 Pokemon away. We can do this. Come on, bee. Come on, bear. Come on, boy. Come on, man. Please. There's a mean 2%. Alright, where's that bee? We need to find it. Maybe it's not on the left side this time. It's on the right. Maybe like the inside part. Maybe here. If we go here in the middle. Or like here on this very side. We don't go to the sides. Well, it could be. Where you are in the room doesn't affect encounters in the area. No, it does. You just don't know it. It's not in my head. It's true. It's real. Have you seen Pokemon talk about like what influences encounters? It's true. It's all true. It's all real. It cannot be just random. That'd be too crazy. There's got to be a secret thing. If I press the B button, maybe it increases my chance. Gotta press the B button. I'll press the L button at the same. I'll press L and R, and then we'll run in square formation, and we'll see if this works. All right, so let's try. Let's try. I'll hold L and R, and we'll run in a rectangular formation. We'll see if it matters, if it works. Oh! Well, apparently it erases the encounters. Alright, that's not the trick. We need to find the trick. Just be careful not to press the reset button. Actually, that's a good idea. I have not saved in a bit. I should save. Because we got done so quickly. What if I go counterclockwise? See, that's the problem. I'm going clockwise. There's code in the game. Here's a secret. There's a code in the game that checks if you're running counterclockwise. Then what you need to do is run counterclockwise and then hold R, but not L. Right? Like this. Nope. That's not the trick. We will find the trick. Yeah, maybe what you need to do is run between those two doors. Nope. What if we run between the other two doors? These ones. Still a V. V, like, maybe we get a bunch of V's because it's like V for like vroom vroom. Maybe we're not supposed to run, we're supposed to walk to get the B. The opposite of the V. How about that? What if we walk then? Check this out. There's a trick and I will find it. It cannot be just randomness. It's impossible. That M is an 8% and it's very common. What if you use a bicycle? What if I use a versus seeker? Your path will be in the shape of a B. After 10 laps, B is guaranteed. Oh, that sounds like it could be real. It could be true. That sounds about right. So how can we make a B with this? Man. Oh, we can. Yes, we can make a B with this path. Yes. Okay, I found the B. I found it. So it's like this. It's like, bam, here, right? And then you do the top of the B. And you come back and you do the other side of the B. And then 10 times. Okay. So that B, though, was not accurate. So we'll need to redo the B. Like this one here, like the B. Like this one. See, it's this thing. Oh man! See, more of them appear. That's because they know I'm onto something. See, the game is giving me X's. They're like, XX, like, don't do this. Stop doing this. You're figuring out the secret. It means I must be doing something right. Oh, I could do the quick spin as well. Well, I'll finish the B's, so that's one B. That's a second B. The last three letters are bear, zoom, and exclamation point. Yeah, I could do the light tap as well. I very much could do the light tap. Oh. Okay, that's a weird B, but maybe that's just exactly what we needed. Ah, it doesn't seem like that's the trick. So writing down the B, maybe that's not it. I'll finish this one though. Oh, maybe a lowercase b, you're right. Maybe like this. It's actually once, but this game has weird shape recognition, so it's recommended to try 10 times. And only boosts probability like 20%. That's the kind of thing, yeah, it's funny because it's exactly the type of stuff you would hear when you're a kid. Oh yeah, just, you know, if you buy 30 Pokeballs and then you resell them instantly after, the shopkeeper faints, and then you're put to jail, and in that jail is Mew, and that's how you catch Mew. If that sounds stupid, it actually is a thing I've heard when I was at school, when I was a kid. Them crazy theories. Hey Brian, I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well, but I'm slowly losing my mind. My school had wild rumors like Rui from Colosseum being a Latias. Oh, that's just crazy. Yeah, what kind of crazy theory? I'm trying to think like some of the craziest theories I heard at school. Oh man, I'm trying to dig. I had a dude tell me he had like 10 Charizard, like, you know, the Charizard trading cards. He had 10 of them, and he would give me one of them at some point if I shared my stuff with him. But it's like, that's not how it works. Give it to me first, then I give you my stuff. Trying to swindle me. Because that was that movie where Latias pretended to be a person. My classmates were like, that's why she can see shadow Pokemon. Someone in elementary school that oh, you told... Wait, you told someone in elementary school that Pokerus was bad. Oh, nice. Oh, man. That's insane. I never even saw that thing. The kid neighbor told me about the metal ocean in Gen 2 and how you had to do something really elaborate to access it. Sounds BS, but it's the glitch ocean. Oh yeah, right. It's like the missing no city. Oh yeah, Mew 3. Yes, Mew 3 definitely was. Calling people Mew and Mewtwo. People definitely, like kids definitely were like, oh yeah, Mew 3 was announced in Japan, but like they're not announcing it here yet because it's so secret. I will say that the truck part to this day is still my favorite. Like, oh, it is the dumbest because it was so consistent too. It's like, yeah, it's the truck. There's a truck. There must be something with this truck. Mew's under the truck. Like, why would Mew be under the truck? Did Mew get run over? What happened with the truck? What's Mew? Yeah, Mew, well known for its passion of trucks. Mew spends his, like, all of his time just driving cross-country in a truck. Who knew? That's what it loves in life, is just driving trucks. Yeah, there is actually a truck, so it's like, why would they make a truck? Because like, it's the only place with this sprite, right? So you're like, why would they make this sprite, this unique sprite for this truck? There must be something to the truck, right? Yeah, it's the only place with a truck. Told my neighbor that a male Blaziken could make a baby Torchic egg. If you bred it enough, he'd fill this PC with eggs that kept hatching as Wilmer or something. Yeah, I remember. Oh, yeah, I remember. There's a kid that heard. I probably said that on the stream, but there was a kid that heard. You could get Mew if you beat the Elite Four 100 times. So he was actually, you know, daily playing Pokemon Yellow. I remember because it was Pokemon Yellow, and he was daily doing like a couple of runs of the Elite Four, and like. He was at like 52 or 3. It was during a vacation, so. I didn't get to see the disappointment when things didn't happen his way, but he was diligent. He was making sure no stones were left unturned. He was beating the Elite Four 100 times to make sure. And then in Gen 3 they added a token, like you get a specific token when you beat the Elite Four 200 times, so who knows? Oh, you can black out of SSN to get there. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Like, I knew about the cut thing. Or like you trade, yeah, you trade a Pokemon with cut. That was the only, I thought this was the only way. I really do like that in the Gen 1 remakes, they did actually put an item in the truck. Favorite one from the Norwegian children spreading rumors. If you trade your starters and plug the link cable midway, you have a 1 in 3 chance to either have your starter, delete your save, or get a Mew. Well, I think one of the two. I will say though, the idea of turning off your console the moment it saves, there's merit to that, because that is definitely a thing I did as a kid to duplicate Pokemon. And then eventually you get corrupted Pokemon where things was all messed up. And you were like, I hope my save's not messed up. Because one thing that was, at least where I was at, the missing no glitch, right? The going to the side of Cinnabar after talking to the catching tutorial dude was fairly well known. And man, the crazy things, like I definitely used like infinite Master Balls because you had so many, like, yeah, my inventory was a complete mess. My save was corrupted like crazy, I'm sure. The rumors about how to evolve a Raichu, because in the OG games there's an NPC that says Raichu evolved. Right, and wasn't it because of like not a great translation? I do remember a lot of this dialogue. Man, that bee. That bee. I don't know if it's as bad as the O. Like, at this point, it may be a 1%, this bee. Like, is it? Is it a 2%? Because it says 2%. It may just be 1%. It does not feel like a 2%. My butt hurts. Oh. I've been sitting in a bad position for too long. It says Raichu evolved because they used another Pokemon version as the translation base. Oh yeah, when you send them a Hunter or Machoke or something. Oh yeah, and it's the game telling you when you trade certain Pokemon evolve. But then, yes. Oh yes. Rumors that spread because of bad translation. I'm really doubtful this thing even exists. It can be a 2%. There's no chance. There's no way it's a 2%. It's funny because it's the same feeling I have whenever I used to meld materia in Final Fantasy XIV. Because basically you have to deal with just numbers, and materia are items you buy to increase your gear, and the more materia you put in your equipment, the less chance they are to stick, right? And if they don't stick, they are just destroyed. So you just spent money, and then that thing, like, your money is just gone. It's a way to to get rid of the extra money players have, right? It's kind of a money pit, purposefully so. You know, to make sure the economy is not like crazy bad like it is, because it's an issue in MMOs, right? The economy is a problem. You need to make sure to get rid of that extra money players get to keep things level. Anyway, I would spend all my money, everything I have to meld materia on my gear, and you get to a point where like you're dealing with 6%, like 7%, 6%, and you keep melding and melding and melding. Because nowadays you can meld like 100, like you can meld all your materia at once. before, you needed to do it one by one. And you're just watching your money just disappear. Just like, yep, didn't work this time, didn't work this time, doesn't work this time. That's a 6% chance, man. It's never gonna stick. And you're just watching as your money drains. Just, yep, it's not a 6%. It's never gonna happen. I'm done. Right now, you've passed the 2% chance and are way below. Yeah, to be honest, like, I also was way above it for, I think, the K, where I just crushed it, I think. And the E didn't feel so bad. Oh, thank you, Conrad. Thank you very much for checking in the data. Because I know I've checked some stuff in Gen 1. I definitely did check some stuff in the code. So thank you for doing that. Because yeah, there's some data in Bulbapedia that I definitely had to correct myself on the website, because I did use... Someone did help me with the data, but it was from Bulbapedia. And I realized, like, yes, some of it is just wrong. So you always want to check in the code. I use Bulbapedia for the encounter data, mostly because the person that did get all this encounter data in a format that is usable to me used Bulbapedia. So it's like, I'll deal with the wrong info sometimes, it's fine. Well, the problem with fixing stuff there is that I don't have the rights to. Like, I need to have an account and like have some certain amount of standing, so it's like, I'm not fixing this. Cerebi would be cool if they actually had a graphical interface, if they had a UI. It'd be pretty cool. Right? Just get someone to design something that looks like something. Like, I'm not the best at making websites, but come on, man. What are these colors? Why is the text just minuscule? Why is the contrast just terrible? Like black with like brownish or green background? Like, what is this? Oh, thank you. Okay, have a great stream, Kaito. Thank you for being here. Hope you have a fruitful drawing stream. I remember I tried to upload a picture, and there's one time where they were like, "Oh, this picture is too HD." Oh, that's actually one of my favorite things to do, is to check the history on some pictures. There's some really good. There are some power struggles. There's some like. I always love reading the comments on like, "No, we're reverting to this one." It's always hilarious. There's some. People who have very strong feelings about which screenshot of the anime to use and which not to. Damn it. That one's not accurate enough. I like it. VKun has pretty usable data for older games. From Gen 1 to 6. Yeah, I did check a few things, but at this point I have the... I already have like a bunch of data. And I mean, like having like done the living dex myself, like even if some data may be wrong. Oh, there he is! There he is! B for bear. Check this bear. Oh, what a cute bear. beautiful bear. It's Unknown B. Yeah. The cousin of Mirror B. Oh my goodness. There it is. I said I was gonna end the stream an hour ago. But we have one left. I think we go for the 1%. I'm a B. I'm a B. It is indeed a B. Alright. And now, the 7th chamber. How would you pronounce this name? How would you pronounce this? Because I made a joke about it in the video, because I genuinely don't know how to pronounce this. And Z, which, funnily enough, is named after a piece of software, Zoom. As in, man, that Zoom call is terrible. I wish we used Microsoft Teams instead. I did use Zoom for work at some point, and I like Microsoft Teams better. Done. Via poise? Via poise. Via poise. Alright. And now you know what time it is. From one grind to the other. We are there. It is time. It is purple here on the top. After the B, will the game punish us for having the audacity to try and complete the entire dex in one day? Ooh, there's this room, this very specific room in the center part. Maybe that's important. How about we run circles here? Yeah, poinsettia. Poinsettia. I think I don't know. I don't even know how to pronounce azalea, so I mean, you're gonna be wrong no matter how you pronounce it. It's the internet. Yes, but also I do mispronounce a bunch of stuff. I will say in the most recent video I didn't mispronounce stuff on purpose, but usually I do mispronounce a lot of stuff just because I don't know. It's difficult. As a flower-obsessed fox, I can say it's a flower. Poinsettia is mostly Middle America. Oh, okay, good to know. I didn't even know what it was. Yeah, it'd be probably like more Spanish, yeah. So with 100 encounters, your chance of finding at least one unknown will be 63%. Yeah, which is pretty good. That's pretty good odds. You know? What I'm kind of curious about, but not actually curious about, is how long it took. Like, I'll never do it, but man, I'd be... I want to know if I, like, overall, like, once I'm done with this, if I got lucky or unlucky. I'm curious. That'd be hard to check, but... With 1,000 encounters, your chance of a headache is 89%. At this point, 1,000 encounters, I don't think that'd just be a headache. It'd be like just giving up on life. Yeah, like you were talking about earlier, that RuneScape player. I wonder if at some point you don't want to see it, just to be like the craziest person, like have the craziest odds. It's like, let's see how long we can take this. Like how far? I mean. Thankfully, when I was doing Unown Dex and Alpha Sapphire, the Pokédex outright told me how many unknowns I did encounter. Oh! Okay. Let's keep track of it. The player kept continuing because he was too stubborn and wanted to see just how his trash's luck is. Yeah, see, that's the thing. At some point, like you want to see it. It becomes like this thing of insane luck, but in unluck. You know, it's like some people win the lottery, other people just keep losing, keep having the worst luck, which in itself is insane. I will say though, there's something comforting about having the same Pokemon appear every time. Like the same unknown form. Because like there's always this feeling of what if I missed it, or what if I do encounter it and I just skip it just instantly because it looks like another one I encountered. So no shiny Pokemon too. Good. I don't want to invite this type of thinking. We don't want any shiny Pokemon. Yeah, it must have been like something must have happened, like 1 out of 512. That's too crazy. So maybe there was something going on. But like, yes, like still, I like the ideas of beating the odds the other way. So yeah, now that I checked the Unown Dex tracker. So does the game itself here, like it doesn't have a unknown Dex or anything, right? You just catch them for fun. How do you know the order, like, because, you know, the alphabet, you know, from A to Z, easy, but like, how do you know question mark is after exclamation point? Or vice versa? Do they officially... Like, did they officially show it anywhere? Because I'm wondering. Because if the Unown Dex tracker is wrong, I'm absolutely correcting it. I just want to know if there is an official order for the question mark and the exclamation point. Because the reason I went with this order in the Unown Dex tracker is because in Moonian, you start, you know, the first one, you start with the question mark. So I went with question mark first. And then exclamation point, because the last chamber is the one with the exclamation point. We're very close. I can't stop the stream now. I can't stop it now. We're at 27 out of 28. I'm not a quitter. Because if we finish this, then the LeafGreen content is pretty much recorded, and I can instantly like start working on the video. The video will probably the next video will probably be local man loses mind over LeafGreen. Actually, that sounds like a fun title. I might actually use this one. Yeah, how lucky? Yes, it's oh, what's his name again? That made the video. How lucky is too lucky? Because he has been doing math videos for a while, and he's excellent. I've been watching his content for a while. I'm not good with names, so I forgot, but yeah, he discussed Dream's speedrun. I think the worst part of this is the fact that all the Unown have the same cry. So every time there's the high-pitched, like, radio signal or whatever. It's funny though, this is not even the worst I've dealt with odds, because I was mentioning earlier how I played a lot of Final Fantasy XIV. The fish mechanic in Final Fantasy XIV is all about like rare spawns and very, very unlikely catching of fish. And I caught them all. I caught all the fish until like the latest expansion. I have that title of like you've caught all the fish. You deal with some insane odds. Like, you feel like it never happens. The worst part is that some fish only spawn like once. There's one specific one that's very difficult to get that only spawns once every 3 weeks. Well, it depends, because sometimes there are streaks, and then sometimes it's like, yeah, it's not appearing for a full month. And then you show up once a month, or once every 3 weeks, when you can, when you're not working. Because I missed a couple of times because I was working or on vacation. You spend 30 minutes trying to catch it, it doesn't happen, and you're like, oh, I give up, man. And then you come back the next time, and you don't give up. Keep doing it. It is kind of the dumbest thing, but I'm kind of proud of it. Even if it is just like dealing with random numbers and just trying things, like rolling the dice until you roll a Yahtzee. I remember, I think it was Numberphile that did the, like, have people just roll dice and just roll until they get, like, a Yahtzee. And I actually tried it. It was pretty fun. It took me, I think, like an hour, around an hour and a half of rolling dice to see, just like roll the same number on all 5 dice. Oh, so the 97k was glitched, not the... Okay, the 42k, okay. That's still rotten luck. All right. There's something very like it's less. This one is less frustrating because it's the last one. I don't know what it is. Like, yeah, it's knowing that it is the final one. It's fine. I'm actually fine with it. Very close. Very, very close. I will say, if this takes more than half an hour, that's too late for me. But we are close. Oh. Oh, there it is! Oh, there it is! There it is! Exclamation point, jaded! Exclamation point. That was not too bad. This one was not too bad. B was way worse than this. There we go. Alright. Give a nickname. No, we didn't give anyone nicknames. I should have. Let me just get... Let me just save. That's it. We are done. Done with this. I will verify everybody on the PC. Every one of them. We start with A. I'm escaping from here. I don't want to encounter any more unknown. Imagine we encounter another exclamation point. That would just be cruel. I don't want to tempt fate. Alright, we're done with LeafGreen. We're done with it. The only thing we would need to do is do the fire red, but it's already past the time I wanted to stop the stream, so... And now we verify everything. I'll order them to make sure we're good. That was not as bad as I thought. Well, this one is not as bad as I thought. But I will say the Gen 2 one was slightly more fun. I think it was shorter too. I would need to check because that was a full stream too. I will say I like the different rooms. Because it does make you feel like you're making progress. But it is very much like... You go from nothing to catching like 3 and 4 in a row to waiting for another very low encounter. Like the ups and downs are just a lot more extreme with this this way. Alright. So. Oh yeah, it's 30 per box. Okay, so I don't need the... Alright, so. Let's check out our party Pokemon. I will order them. So we have A. Then, man, where is B? We got B pretty late, so there's B. Alright, and C is here. C and D, yeah, C and D back to back, because those were in the same place. E. Watch me just fail at getting the alphabet right. F. There you go. Paying respects. Where is it? This one, right? No. Where is the G? Here? Oh no, that's the one we caught. That's the extra one we caught. That's the one that we don't want to. No. That's the extra one. I was tired and just. There we go. Where is it? I'll find it. There it is. There we go. And the H here, right? Yeah, that is the H. The I is already here. This one. Yeah. What's this? It's the S. K is here. L, we're good with L. M, which was fairly late, so it's here. Oh. There. N is good. O. P. Where's P? Oh, wait. I did bring P here. Wait. Where's the P? K, L, M, N, O, Y. That's not here. I see the R. Wait. Oh no, the P is here. Okay. There we go. I think I literally grabbed the P and then didn't see it. This, you know, hey, you do a lot of capture, your mind's gonna just give up. And then the R. Turns out the hardest part of all this was knowing the alphabet. And then S, T, U, V, which I always thought was weird. W, X, Y, Z. And someone told me the exclamation point is before, I think. Anyway, there we go. All of them. All of them unknown. I think we should have a better wallpaper. That's more fitting. I think cave would be... Yeah, I think cave is fitting to unknown. They're in a cave. Oh, except it's terrible, so... Let's just keep this as a forest then. Alright! Well, there we go. And now... Oh, now I save again. And that is it for LeafGreen. So I don't think I'll be streaming. I don't know, but from that point on, I think next goal for me is getting the LeafGreen video out. I still have a few things to do, some trade. Maybe if I can figure out a way to stream trading, but even then, like I already had a trade stream, and that's not super interesting. So I'll probably just do it off stream. But apart from that, like, that's it. That's 24 hours of playing LeafGreen. It's a good game. So, it's excellent. Thank you, Rikutus, for the Prime subscription. Thank you very much. And sorry, I was not reading chat. I was very much focused on getting the alphabet right. Alright, well, now I have unknowns in the box. That's, yep. That certainly is a thing that I have now. And that will take even longer because it means more trades. I'll save once more. I just want to make sure it's saved for real. So thank you very much for joining in for this this LeafGreen stream. LeafGreen's very good. If you've not played one of the Gen 1 remakes, maybe you should. There's some good games. Both of them are good games. And yeah, I'll be working on the video, and I hope you enjoy it. And thank you, Nirina, for the 500 bits. Here's one for a good job. Well, here's 500 ones for a good job. Thank you very much. I'll get working on the video. So in the meantime, thank you very much for being here, for keeping me somewhat sane, and have an excellent rest of your day.